Hello, students. This is Neeta Biju. Welcome to another class of business studies. In our previous class, we studied about the importance of business environment. In today's class, we'll be studying about the dimensions of business environment. So, dimensions means the different directions, the different constituents that are the part of business environment. So, here we'll be studying with this very important diagram which consists of business environment, the different sectors or the different dimensions. So business environment basically consists of 5 dimensions. The first one is the economic environment, the social environment, the technological environment, the political environment, and the legal environment. This is a very important diagram, dear students, and it carries 5 marks. It will come in practical oriented question. Please do practice this diagram. This diagram is very important. It consists of all the dimensions of business environment. Now we'll be studying this one by one. The first one is political environment. It consists of the stability, peace, and attitude of the government. When we are talking about political, it is always the government that comes into picture at once in our mind towards the business activities. So what is the behavior and attitude of government towards the business activities, towards the business enterprise, is what is political environment. And this factor and this dimension very much has a great influence on the working and performance of the business enterprise. So it's very important that political stability builds up confidence of investors to invest in a business. So in case the political parties are stable, it is not differing, then the confidence is built up in the stakeholders of a company, and the stakeholders will invest confidently, trusting the company that they will get back in good returns. So political environment has a great impact again on the business enterprise. So this is one of the dimensions of business environment. So we have the main elements of a political environment. They are constitution, political system, political ideology, political parties and their ideology, government's attitude towards business, and foreign relations. So these are the basic elements, or we can say examples, that are coming under political environment, and it has a great influence on the working of the business. That is a constitution, political system, political ideology means the ideas on which the policy is made, political parties and their ideas, government's attitudes towards business, how government is taking the business, foreign relationship. All these are the examples or the elements of political environment, and it has a great influence on the working or performance of the business enterprise. Our next dimension in the business environment is the economic environment. It consists of factors like inflation, rate of interest, customers, income, economic policies, marketing conditions, etc. So for example, your rate of interest, it has an effect. It is demanded by real estate and vehicles. If the interest rate is increased, it becomes very expensive to take loans. People buy less of assets. So this is what is rate of interest, which has a very great influence on the business. And inflation, then we have customers' income. It affects the purchasing power for demand of the goods and services. So customers' income increases, people will afford, they'll have more purchasing power, they'll have, in common words, they'll have more money and they can afford more goods. So this is also influencing, as an economic environment, this is also influencing the business performance. Inflation, of course, effective cost of production, wages and raw materials. If inflation rises, the cost of goods will also become high. The cost of goods everywhere goes high. So this is what is inflation. So all these have a great impact. They are very much strongly influencing the business activities and performance of a business. So this is what is economic environment. The factors such as inflation, rate of interest, customers, income, economic policies, marketing conditions, etc. So here we have economic environment. The elements, they are as follows: rate of public and private sectors, balance of payment, rate of savings and investments, foreign exchange reserves, money supply, and export and import policies. So these are the economic environmental policies which will influence or will have a great impact on the working and performance of a business. Of course, agricultural and industrial production as well. So all these factors has great influence and impact on the working of the business, which constitutes the economic environment of a business. So rate of public and private sectors interest, balance of payment, and rate of savings and investments, foreign exchange reserves, money supply, import and export policies, agricultural and industrial production. All these are the examples for economic environment. Our next dimension of economic environment of business environment is the social environment. It consists of the society, of course. It is the values, the customer's education level, literacy rates, democratic distribution, social trends, etc. So traditions, which are social practices that have continued for decades. So many traditions and values are practiced, especially in our country like India, wherein so many social practices and traditions are followed from decades, from so many years. For example, celebrations of festivals like Diwali, Eid, Christmas provides business opportunities like sweets, greetings, and electronic goods. So this is what is explained in social environment. The factors such as festivals, the social values, all these factors will have a great influence and impact on the working and performance of a business enterprise. So during festivals, there is increase in sales like sweets, greeting cards, electronic goods, etc. Even the value system, that is also the constituent of the social environment of our country. Values which are very much called a standard held, it is in high esteem in our society, especially the values of family, family living. All these things are actually having a great impact on the social environment or on the business environment. So social environment is related to the people in and around in the community and their value system and their likes and dislikes. So this is what is social environment, one of the dimensions of business environment. So social environment has certain elements, that is birth and death rates, role of a woman in workplace, consumption habits, quality of life, family system, and education and literacy rates. So this is what is a constituent or elements or examples for social environment. These elements have a great impact on the working of the business. Our next one is very important one and very, or you can say, highlighted and where there is rapid change, is nothing but the technological environment, one of the most main dimension of business environment, which has a very strong impact on the performance of the business. So it consists of scientific developments and innovations which improves the quality of goods and services, new methods and techniques for operations. So all this which takes place in technical field, technological field, innovations in the field of science and in the field of innovation, all these are contribution of technological environment, and it has a very great impact on the performance of the business enterprise. So technological environment is a rapid changing dynamic environment which has a very great influence on the business enterprise, one of the very main dimension of business. So main elements of technological environment is scientific improvement, and we have innovations, new things introduced. We have new methods and techniques of operation, and we have new ways of production. So these are the new things or the elements or the examples for the technological environment that has a great impact on the performance of the business environment. Then we have this legal environment, that is the rules and regulations framed by the parliament and different laws or court laws, rules and regulations or orders. So it is important to know all the laws. Every person should be aware of the laws of land, the rules and regulations, or else they will be punished. They'll have legal implications, in the sense there are consequences, there are punishments if at all any law is or rules and regulations or legal formalities are not followed. For example, law in India are Companies Act of 2013, Limited Liability Partnership Act of 2008, Indian Partnership Act of 1932, Customer Protection Act, Consumer Protection Act of 1986. All these are the examples for legal environment, and it has a great influence on the working of the company. So we have this legal environment. The main elements or the examples are legislations passed by the government, we have administrative orders, we have judgment of courts, and this is all for today's class, dear students. Thank you so much. I hope you have understood all these dimensions or directions that constitute the business environment, and these dimensions contribute a lot and has a great impact on the working of the business environment. So that is why it is a very important topic, dear students. That is the dimensions or the directions or the constituents of business environment. Thank you.